how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. We're having a great day. We are doing it. Shelby GT350 versus C8 Corvette on amazing mountain back roads.
Let's go ahead and hop inside each car to compare them.
Oh my gosh. Man, the power, the torque. Here we go inside the Shelby GT350R. Man, this car is so much fun. It's been a while since I've driven this car on a mountain curvy road, and the feeling of the stick shift, I love it. It may not be as fast as a DCT or as good as a DCT when it comes to performance. When you drive a car like this, it's not really about that. Manual transmissions, though, they're just more fun. Honestly, they really are. You get to manually change each gear, and then when it comes to downshifting, you can rev match downshift like that. One thing you will notice about the R is that with those carbon fiber wheels, the car feels much lighter than it is. So turning into corners, it's so easy and seamless. The vehicle just points in instantly like nothing. This car feels much more like a track car, much more hardcore. You feel everything on the road, especially through the steering wheel, and the suspension gets really stiff. It's a really fun car. And there's the C8 Corvette. Man, that car looks so good. 8,250 RPM is so engaging, especially when you rev out the car that high in the RPM band. It's intoxicating. It's like you're not accelerating super quickly, but the way the entire car vibrates and it gets so loud, it makes it feel like you're going way faster than you are. Yes, the R may not be able to accelerate as quickly as a C8 Corvette off the line, but when you buy this car, that's not what it's about. This is about having your own personal track weapon that's street legal, but is also a Ford Mustang. That's what it is. This car is beyond engaging. It's got to be the most engaging car I have ever driven. It really is, especially when it comes to rev match downshifting yourself and getting pointed in for each corner. It's just a fun car to drive, especially with those Cup 2s on all four corners. It's planted. You definitely do feel that rear end downforce, but without a doubt. Let's go ahead and get it on the accelerator. Gosh, the sound is way louder than the C8 Corvette, and you really do notice it when you're driving. The Magnaride makes the car completely planted. The downforce keeps the tail end down. The noise, unlike anything else, it sounds exotic. This car has a flat plane crank in it. Something everybody's been saying the C8 Corvette will get with the Z06 or ZR1. This motor is amazing. If only we had this motor in that car in front of us, what would that be like? Especially with the DCT. Let's downshift from third to second. Woo! I gave a bit more throttle than I needed to downshift just there, but gosh, that wasn't even redline. That was 7,000 RPMs, and you can go corner to corner and hold that high in the RPM band. In the C8 Corvette, I'd be shifting at 6,500. In this car, I've got 2,000 more RPM to go. Gosh, that manual, I'm gonna miss it. I know all these new cars are saying goodbye to the manual. The C8 Corvette did it. Yes, it's not as fast. Yes, the DCT is better in that regard, but the feeling, the driver engagement, the control, you're losing out on. This is traditional. That's the future. There's Joe, and there's Daniel. This duo right here may just be my favorite duo of cars currently on the market. There's something about the R. It feels alive. It feels so exciting, and even though I've had it for about 4 years now, since 2016, it hasn't gotten old. In the car, it feels special. It feels like a race car. It feels more like a race car than any other Shelby I've ever driven, even the Track Pack GT500. It's just awesome, and I think if you have that car, you're gonna enjoy it so much. Same goes for the C8 Corvette. Both these cars have literally changed the automotive scene. A flat plane crank in an American Mustang, a Shelby Mustang, and then now Chevy's gonna possibly put a flat plane crank in their new C8 Corvette, Z06 or whatever that may be. I couldn't be more impressed with either of these two cars. They blew my mind picking them up for the first time, driving them for the first time, and having them as long as I've had the C8 Corvette for about a month now. It's still pretty new, but you can tell when you get a car that it's just unlike anything else out there. Show me one other car in the market like the GT350R, the 350, and one like the C8 Corvette. You can't. The power, the torque, it doesn't get old. If it feels like it has more than 495 horsepower, it really does, even though that's the true amount, right? But the car, it's so light and the engine is so low. The center of gravity is so low. It's a different sensation. These cars are so fast now that you could never reach the performance limitations of them on the street. It's not like you should try though, because that's not where you should be driving fast. Take that to the racetrack. However, it just shows you how advanced and how quick these cars have become. Downshift, the DCT, it's so good. And the car is planted all the time. What's crazy is the acceleration feels basically on par with the GT350s, but the GT350s have more horsepower, that being 526 to the crank. Whoa, man, that acceleration just wakes you up. It's a different feeling, different vibe. The GT350 feels like a race car all the time. The engine is exotic, but with this car, the vehicle itself, the chassis, the styling, that's the exotic part about it. Man, look at the view up here. This is just awesome. I'm so happy you pulled off over here. Hey, Daniel. Dude, how you liking this road, man?
Good, man. I love it.
The GT350s, they feel alive out here. Even going to 8250, man, it's so much fun. I can't get over it, dude.
But I really want to try a Corvette.
You want to try it out?
I want to try it out.
No, for sure. You can do it right now if you want. We'll switch it over, yeah. Okay, man, hop on in.
All right.
So what do you think right away sitting in this car?
One thing I noticed, the seats are comfortable. They're more comfortable.
They
I'll
are?
give it that.
Okay,
Yeah.
I gotcha.
Yeah, one thing I noticed for sure is the just the quality is really nice. I mean, for an
Well,
American
everything
car,
you touch is leather,
leather,
or
yeah.
suede.
No, it's really
You got
cool.
the red stitching everywhere.
Yeah.
So I think the customization's pretty cool. Plus the
Yeah,
seats.
the red on black is definitely
You
definitely
got the
really
suede
sweet.
inserts on the sides too with the red stitching.
This is a wireless thing, right?
Yeah, I can drop my phone right here and it'll charge it.
That's crazy.
And not just that, when I turn it on, the seats are heated and cooled, so it gets too cold
Yeah.
out. Heated seat on. And then also the wheel has got a heated steering wheel setting as well.
I was like wondering how it would be with the suede, but I mean, if it works out,
every
then...
inch of the wheel gets really warm, and you know, it's good for like the morning.
Yeah, I
and
kind of
late
wish I had
night,
that
or
on
when
the
the
Shelby.
top's down.
Yeah,
You can always turn
that's
that on.
one thing.
Yeah.
If I had this car, I would probably have the top off every day, unless it's raining.
Oh yeah, you
yeah.
can, and plus you have all that storage space in the front still, so it's
That's
like
true. That's true.
you're
yeah.
good.
I'm just curious about to hear the noise from the engine on.
It's.
This is my first time being in a mid-engine car.
You're gonna hear the intakes with the air coming in right
And the
here. It
turbos and all
goes
that.
straight back here, and it gives like a 90-degree angle, and this is where the air flows into the engine. So right behind us, literally where this wall is.
It's crazy.
Yeah, so that's where the airflow is. So let's go ahead and turn it on.
I'm ready, man.
You ready? Let's go ahead and get on the road and.
Can you go into drive with the upshift paddle? Just.
Oh no, you can't do that. I know the Lamborghinis can do that,
just
right? But let's go ahead and head out.
Right. So we're in comfort now, or
We're in
normal
Z
mode?
mode, so I've got the sport suspension setting.
Wow.
It feels
For
different.
490 horsepower.
Yeah,
That feels
it's-
like way more. I think Chevy's lying about that.
Yeah. And you can click hold both paddle shifters rev like our Shelbys, but you know you don't have that clutch anymore.
That's so cool.
It's different, right? It feels very smooth, doesn't it, on the bends?
It's crazy. See,
And-
like one thing I like about my Shelby, yeah, it's a manual, it's fun, but nothing beats like a dual
Well,
clutch.
with the speed and
with
stuff.
the speed and all that, it's a different experience. you know?
Yeah, I was saying
Different.
earlier that yes, the DCT might be better for the performance of vehicles, but the manual kind of gives you a bit more of that fun factor, doesn't it? It's got that
Yeah.
engagement where you'll never get that same sensation in this car. It can get
Right.
close. Like if you notice when I accelerate, they've got a tune with the gear changes that give you sort of a whiplash. So like I'll downshift right here, and then I'll upshift. didn't show too much there, but in the lower speeds, you get a whiplash through each gear change, which makes it a lot of fun, I think. But what do you think of the sound?
It sounds pretty sweet.
Have a Ninja behind you.
It doesn't sound like an American car. It sounds like a European car, to be honest with you. And plus, we're going uphill now, and the way it's performing going up the hill, it's pretty good.
Taking these corners pretty quickly.
This is the tightest setting, right, on suspension?
It's the second tightest setting. It's mainly for the street, but as you can tell, it's got MagneRide with it, so it's got the same sort of suspension as the GT350s. But the car itself, it feels pretty light, doesn't it?
It feels buttoned down just by sitting in the passenger seat. I mean,
see, the back end doesn't want to go anywhere, does it?
Wow. No, that's pretty
It's
good.
different.
That's pretty good. Yeah, Chevy, you did a really good job. I'm very surprised. Because the last Corvette, yeah, it was fun and all, but when you would get on it, you wouldn't feel as safe and secure that the car won't spin out at the back.
Like
it's very
hone down.
Yeah, this is more buttoned down, way more buttoned down than the previous Corvette. And I'm really surprised how the ZR1, I believe, that's the name, the ZR1 version of this.
This one is a Z51, so they're going to have other variants coming out, that being the Z06 with more power, the ZR1 to be probably the most track-focused version of it.
The ZR1 and this, it's going to be wicked.
Yeah, you think
this
so?
Is already
More
insane, and it's like the base model. If people didn't know about like Corvettes, if they didn't know what it is, they would think this is like a, like a European car, or like a, like right away when I saw the pictures of it first released, I thought it kind of looked like the Ferrari 458 a little bit. The front end,
I can see that, yeah.
Yeah, the way the body style is.
But for the price point,
this starts at what, 60, no?
60, and the GT350 also starts at 60. And the R is 74, I think, is what you get for an R right now. It's more expensive now than when I got my R, is 67 MSRP. But they've gone up with the price on it. But with this, you can get a decent spec for the same exact price.
No, it's honestly,
So,
I mean, how many options is this? Almost fully loaded, or it's fully loaded with options?
This one, it's fully loaded with the performance options with it. That being the MagneRide, the Z51 performance package with it. But you can get it cheaper than that. Plus the interior, you don't have to get the 2LT, the 3LT. You can get the 1LT, and you don't have to get the front end lift with it. It's lighter than the R.
Well, the mid-engine helps for sure when you're cornering.
Oh, because you can feel the center of gravity right here.
Exactly. So it's more stable for sure, 100%. I'm just surprised they didn't make this car all-wheel drive, to be honest. Because if it was, it would have been crazy. Unless they're gonna come out with it in the future.
If they do, I don't know, man.
Because off the line, that would be insane.
Oh yeah, especially exiting
crazy.
corners with that all-wheel drive. That push is going to be probably like next level. Thinking about it,
it'll be almost like a bike, 0 to 60. Like, I'll be honest with you, this already is what, 2.8?
I've got 2.7 with the passenger.
Yeah, see, and that's rear-wheel drive. If you get an all-wheel, that's
Here's what we'll do, man. We're gonna find a place to go 0 to 60, because that's the part I think you're gonna love.
Yeah.
Okay, you ready?
Ready.
0 to 60. 3, 2, 1, and go.
Oh my
3, 4
God.
right
My
there.
heart almost blew.
You feel that G?
Wow.
The G forces just go. And I've gone almost a second faster 0 to 60 than that. So imagine that 0 to 60, but a second faster.
So you hit 60 just then, like that?
Yeah.
Wow. This is faster than the GT500.
That's advanced, right? That's crazy. So this.
I have a headache. Oh my God.
Well, what did the G? Was that like a roller coaster just now?
That was like, wow.
Even the driver's seat, I felt my head go like, whoa.
I felt the car was about to lift off the ground. Like the front tires come off the ground.
That grip. Well, man, what do you think overall after riding in this car?
It's just a really amazing experience. Honestly, it is.
Either car you buy, GT350 or C8 Corvette, both of them are
different, yeah.
So much fun and different.
I would say this can compete with the new GT500.
But I'm glad you like it, man. This
oh yeah, I'm really happy. I'm glad you actually took me for a ride in this, because it was just an experience. I'm gonna say it over and over again. It really was an experience.
Well, get ready for the Z06, the ZR1, whatever it's called, because this is just the starting point.
This is just the beginning.
Driving both cars back to back, you get the sensation that they can corner as good as each other, but the C8 Corvette gives you the extra layer of confidence. I think it's because the way it's tuned, it's such an easy car to drive fast, and partly of that is due to it being DCT. And the ride itself, it's a way more comfortable car. You can drive it all day long, and the ride, it's not stiff. It's very soft, and it adapts very easily because of the MagneRide control. It uses the same exact exotic formula, that being luxury and performance. The GT350R is your more traditional track car. It's gonna be hardcore. You gotta know what you're doing to drive it fast. Also, when it comes to the braking, both cars feel like they brake as good as each other. Maybe the GT350R has the tiniest edge. The C8 Corvette makes going fast easy. The GT350R makes it all about skill. Thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button. It really does help me out. And subscribe for much more great Shelby and Corvette content coming your way. I'll see all of you in the next episode.